Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I wanted to share with you guys one of my favorite Ukrainian potato recipes. We are going to be making dill and garlic baked potatoes. These are so incredibly delicious, super easy, super garlicky, and you have tons of that fresh herb flavor. This potato side dish is a staple at our family gatherings. We usually have it during the summer months with some grilled meats, a little salad, and then of course during the holiday season as well for like Christmas and New Year's. This is such a delicious recipe. We'll start by peeling and cubing our Yukon Gold potatoes and then baking them tightly sealed with some foil in the oven. So essentially we're going to steam the baked potatoes and then dress them with some melted butter, loads of garlic, fresh dill, parsley, chive, salt and pepper. It's such a simple and incredibly delicious recipe. You guys are going to love it. And it's especially great for the holiday season. You want to pair it with your turkey, with some ham, with some roast. It's the perfect side dish. For the full list of ingredients and the printable recipe, don't forget to head on down into my video description box and over to my website. Meanwhile, let's get started on this easy recipe. Let's talk about our potatoes real quick. I recommend using Yukon Gold potatoes. They have a really thin skin, and then once they're baked, they really hold up their shape. They have a really great texture and flavor, and they work really well for this recipe. You could also use white potatoes. The one potato I don't recommend are russet potatoes. I feel like they kind of crumble and fall apart once they're baked. This recipe will work anywhere from 4 to 6 pounds of potatoes. I have 5 today, so let's get started. We need to peel these, cube these, and get these in the oven. As I peel my potatoes, I'm going to drop them into a large bowl of cold water on the side here. This will keep them from browning. Once your potatoes are peeled, you want to give them another quick rinse under cold water, and then we're going to chop the potatoes as evenly as possible into like little bite-sized pieces. And transfer onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. While you're peeling and cubing the potatoes, you also want to have your oven preheating to 425 degrees Fahrenheit so it's nice and hot and ready to go. Once you're done cubing them, just spread them evenly on the baking sheet. I like to add a little bit of chicken stock or chicken broth to add just a touch of moisture, like maybe just like a 1/4 cup to a 1/3 cup into the pan. And we're going to season this lightly with a little bit of sea salt. Next, you'll want to grab some extra wide foil to make sure that the pan is really tightly sealed and you don't have any seams or like spots where the steam can get out. And then wrap the pan really well with the foil. And these potatoes are off to the oven. They're going to bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 to 40 minutes until they're fork tender, but not overbaked because you still want the potatoes to retain their shape. So I usually check around the 35-minute mark, and if they're done, go ahead and take them out of the oven. Just want to make sure that the pan stays really well sealed with the foil. While the potatoes are in the oven, we can get started on our garlic and herb butter. We're going to need 1/2 cup of salted butter. I really like this grass-fed butter from Costco. I'm going to cut the butter into small cubes, place it into a bowl, and then take it over to the microwave and heat it until it's completely melted. Now for our garlic, we're going to need 7 to 8 cloves of garlic, and you can either press this or grate this through a zester or microplane like I'm doing today. I love to have lots and lots of garlic in this recipe. Next, we're going to cut up our fresh herbs. We'll need some dill, parsley, and chives. And I forgot to buy some chives the other day, so I'm going to be using these freeze-dried ones. They're going to work great for the recipe. I'm going to add about half of my fresh herbs into my garlic butter, and the rest we're going to reserve for garnishing the top of the potatoes. Add some ground black pepper. I'm going to add just a touch of salt for now, like maybe a teaspoon, and then adjust that later to taste. And then give this all a good stir, and then let this stand at room temperature, allowing that garlic and the herbs to really infuse into the butter. I just love the aroma of this garlic and herb butter. It smells just like a Ukrainian kitchen should. You've got all the essentials, the dill, the parsley, the garlic. This is such a mouth-watering aroma. It's gonna be the perfect dressing for potatoes. And those are just about done, and then we'll add this dressing on top. Open up the potatoes very carefully and away from you so that that steam doesn't burn. Give the butter one last stir, and then just kind of drop it over the potatoes. And then use a spatula and gently toss all the potatoes in that garlic butter. You want to make sure all the potatoes are coated in a little bit of that butter, the fresh herbs. This smells so incredibly delicious. Let's get these potatoes transferred into a serving bowl. Garnish the potatoes with some more fresh dill and parsley on top, and then we could dig in to enjoy. These potatoes smell so incredibly delicious. You guys are going to love them even before you try them. They're so incredibly delicious. Let's grab a little bite. Just give me a bowl of these potatoes and nothing else, and I'm gonna be so happy. They're so incredibly delicious. These potatoes taste like home, like my childhood, like a true Ukrainian potato side dish. The flavors are amazing, and the texture too. The potatoes, like they're just steamed in the oven with a little bit of that chicken broth, and then the garlicky butter with the fresh herbs just adds so much incredible flavor. If you're a fan of garlic, you have to give these a try. They're going to be the perfect side dish for all of your main meats, like grilled, roasted, you name it. This is the new potato side dish that I want you guys to try. Thank you guys so much for watching my latest episode. I hope you enjoyed this incredible recipe at home, and I'll see you next time with a new one. And you can just leave this bowl for me. I'm gonna keep eating.